Alright, you guys. This video is going to be about Drake Bell. He was a former Nickelodeon star. Was on Drake and Josh or whatever. And for some years now, it's been coming up that he's been a really abusive person. Not just verbally, but also physically and sexually. That he's been doing the R word, statutory, rhymes with cape. So anyway, there's been rumors about this for like years, but there was not, I don't know if there was like really hardcore evidence or it was always alleged messages or whatever. But his ex-girlfriend, a while back, she was on TikTok and she did a viral video of and basically saying that he abused her and all of that stuff, right? So I think it was kind of like pushed under the rug. It wasn't really like, what's going on now. So fast forward, he, he going off with his career, didn't really made much noise in the U.S., but overseas, he started making more like Spanish albums and stuff like that or whatever, like targeting in that demographic and, had some more success overseas and whatnot. So someone came out, a girl, a victim, who. Okay, so the victim, what's this here? Let me see if this is it. Emotional state. Okay, so basically, this girl was. They met when she was 12 at one of his concerts, right? And ever since then, according to her, he was grooming her, right? Up until she was 15. So when around that time is actually according to her is when they start having sex and whatnot. But she's 15 and he's what I just want y'all to hear this first. First, I'm gonna let y'all hear this because today he's been sentenced to 2 years probation and he admit to everything. But he's only been sentenced to 2 years probation. But I want y'all to hear what she has to say and then hear his response, okay? I don't think I can show y'all this one, but I'll let y'all listen to it. Let me make sure I turn this up. I want y'all to hear everything. Ooh, do I need the light on? Okay, let's. Man, if I had to cut that fan off. Just listen to.
When I was 11, I learned that my aunt had a mutual friend who knew the defendant. That led to my aunt taking me to meet him for the first time in 2014 when I was 12. When I was 13, I went to him for boy advice. He told me that I was beautiful and that boys were stupid. He then sent me a photo of myself that he had screen capped from my Instagram, telling me that I was, quote, such a cutie. Another instance of creepy behavior happened when I was spending time with him at the age of 14. He told me that he couldn't believe how much I had grown since he last saw me. He said that I wasn't little anymore, and I was, quote, a woman now. When I was 15, I noticed a huge shift regarding his treatment and attitude towards me. When I was younger, he was sweet and actually wanted to talk to me about my life. But at 15, he started sending me messages about how, quote, hot I was. In the summer of 2017, I messaged him, telling him that I was going to see him in concert in the following months. He replied by telling me that he couldn't wait to see me. He also asked me, quote, how old are you now? I told him 15. He then told me to, quote, hurry up, don't smile at me. Not too long after that, his messages to me became blatantly sexual. This eventually led to many months of inappropriate messages and photos being exchanged over Instagram and Snapchat. The photos exchanged included photos of my body and photos of his body and his genitals. On December 1st, 2017, my aunt took me to the Odeon Concert Club to watch him perform. That night, the defendant took me backstage to be alone with him. He started kissing me, and the night ended in him having me perform oral sex on him twice. I idolized and looked up to him, and he took that and broke it in the most sickening way possible. He is the epitome of evil. I deserved better than to be used for his sick desires and for my suffering to be used for his amusement. Jared Drake Bell is a pedophile, and that is his legacy.
Your Honor, I just want to say today that I accept this plea because my conduct was wrong. I'm sorry that the victim was harmed in any way, but that was obviously not my intention. I have taken this matter very, very seriously. And again, I just want to apologize to her and anyone else who may have been affected by my actions.
Now, he pled guilty to it all. He pled guilty. There's even from other exes, there's alleged messages all online. You can look up for yourself that they all said they meet him and engage with him around 15 and 16 years old. Now, some of y'all may look at this and go, because some of these stuff when it happened, he was like 20 to their 15, 16. Some people like well, it's only 4 age apart and da da da. The law is the law. So you can't be a 20-year-old man messing with a 15, 16-year-old. You just can't do that in most places. It's just not legal. And where they're at, it's not legal. So that's the law. Um, what y'all didn't see, and you can go online and look on this on YouTube, Drake Bell sentencing, and you can actually see while she's talking, mind you, he pled guilty, but while she's talking, he's really just sitting there making faces like you know what I mean? He's doing like this the whole entire time. Like she's lying the whole entire time. He's making faces like she's lying, but yet you plead guilty. So make it make sense. And Drake Bell got enough money to get a doggone good lawyer. So if he didn't really do these things, he would have challenged it more, and I believe even take a chance. Like, why would you want that on your head? You know what I'm saying? Like, there obviously evidence to prove the major thing that he's accused of. So I think that's why he just took accountability. Not really though. He just saying this is what I think Drake is going to do. To be honest with you, and I could be wrong, but this is what I think he's going to do. I think he's probably going to do an interview later and try to play the whole, well, I just plead guilty because I just want it to be over and it's the better thing to do, and technically I didn't really did this or I didn't do that. I think he's going to try to ease his way on out of it. I really do think he's going to do like an interview and try to portray himself as not as bad as it seemed. And it's just, for legal reasons why I pled guilty. You know what I mean? So I really think that's what he's going to do. Hence why in that video, because he know they can see him. He wasn't in the courtroom. He did it through video. So, and the girl called him a coward at that, for him not showing up. He just did it over the internet or whatever. But I really do think he's going to try to, because he's what, 34 years old? Yeah, he's 34 years old now. So I do believe that he's going to, he's got his whole life ahead of him. Because he only get 2 years probation, y'all. So people are ups and arms and about this, and everybody's basically saying that, wow, all you got was two years probation, and it's not a if, ands, or but. It's not like how people defend themselves and say, oh well, I didn't do it, and they're lying, blase blase. This situation, he just admitted it. So he admitted it, and all he got was 2 years probation. So you already know. Of course, a lot of people, everybody, black, white, Asian, don't matter, are like, whoa, just 2 years, because you know how everybody is with protecting the children and whatnot, and teenagers and what. They're the young teenager, so he had no business messing with her. So everybody's all about protecting him. However, us in the black community, we like really hot because it's like, okay, this man admitted, and all he got was 2 years probation. Meanwhile, Cosby did not admit to R-wording these women. Even in the deposition, he said he provided them with the drug. They knew what it was. Blah blah blah. Basically, trying to say they like doing it while high or whatever. That's what he was trying to say. However, legally, he not all these 50, 60, 80 women that keep jumping on the bandwagon. I'm talking about Andrea Constant. She said he did this to her, one woman, and he's saying that was legal to take it to court. That one woman could only take it to court. The others, they're non-factor. I'm talking about Andrea Constant. One woman accused him, and he said he didn't do it. And yet, they wanted to give him, what, 10 years in prison? I think he served like 2.5, and then he got out almost 3. But yeah, so y'all want this, so you see what I mean? So black people are really upset and pissed off, like, how you wanna, this man said he didn't do it, even though they did him dirty and went in his deposition or whatever and used it against him. They still were manipulating even with that, because I don't think, from what I read, I never heard him say he give him the drugs to word them, to cape them. He never said that. He just said, yeah, he provided them for that, and they was going to do the nasty, whatever. It's kind of like, basically what I get from him is like how some people like having drunk sex or when they high or whatever. It's kind of like just what they do. You know what I'm saying? So that's what his angle. But even then, they're not even supposed to use that deposition against him. Right? They're not supposed to use that against him. But yet they still want to put him in for like 10 years. Meanwhile, this guy admitted it. And I don't care if you admit it. That doesn't make you a stand-up guy. You admitted it. And yet you get 2 years probation. That is a huge slap on the wrist. But you better be sure that I really do believe he's going to do an interview, because he got his whole life ahead of him, and he's going to want to continue to make money and go out and about. So I think he is going to try to find ways to be somewhat accountable. Like, well, I shouldn't have engaged with her, but it wasn't quite like that. I think he's going to try something slick, because why the whole entire time with this girl who's now, I think, 19. I think she's 19 now, but at the time she was, when they first met, 12. Then when the stuff happened, 15. But now she's 19, right? The whole entire time she's talking, he's just making all these faces like she's lying. So I think I find that really funny. But yeah, I find that funny. I find this whole situation, like, I couldn't believe it, because I believe 2 weeks ago I was told that, I saw online people probably trying to clickbait that he's going to serve 12 years or 8 years or whatever. And I clicked on it, but it wasn't true. Now, I was like, ain't no way this is true. 2 years probation? But it is true. Unfortunately, it is true. So what does that tell you? But I don't know what's going on with all these Disney's kids. Well, then again, I think I do know. They're really young, and they're in the hands of P-words. Dan Schneider, allegedly, he got some things going on. But yeah, Kyle Massey. It's just like, there's so much stuff going on when it comes to these Disney kids. And I think the problem is parents low-key selling or high-key selling a soul, to be honest with you, and sacrificing them basically for riches. So tell me what you guys think in the comment section. But yeah, fame and money is not that important, y'all, for y'all to sacrifice your kids' youth and their innocence. It's definitely not worth it. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it, man. That's just horrible. But the parents just leave them alone, and all they thinking about is the money and the lifestyle they can provide. But share your thoughts in the comment section. Thumbs up, hit that like button, subscribe, share your thoughts in the comment section. That's it.